I'm ready.
Joe, your hair looks nice today.
Does it?
I don't know. I just felt like saying something nice to you.
I appreciate that anyway.
I like your lights too. I'm really jealous.
I do like my lights, and I do feel
Thanks, I
like,
like my lights. Oh, we're talking about Joe's.
but I feel like I do have a nice scheme now.
You
It
do.
Yeah.
feels like it's like a thing.
I know. It's cool.
And it's in Xbox colors.
I know.
Imagine that.
And I have an Xbox sign. It's a little blurry because of the camera I'm using, but
It's okay.
okay.
I like it
it's
anyway.
okay.
I can
okay.
tell what it's supposed to look like. I can tell it's nice.
Yeah, and when I'm not, yeah, I've this is something I've shown before, but when I'm streaming other stuff, it goes
Whoa.
red. Look at that.
Is that the color you use when you die in Warzone?
It's the color I use when I play in Warzone, which is often dying. So I guess yes to both. Yeah.
Here's a real high-class bout. It's on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast here on Boss Rush Games. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
Also joining us is the Colonel himself, Colonel Panic Joe Wilson.
Hello.
Fresh haircut. It's not really fresh. He did it. It looks nice.
I just did like a to the side.
At least you can do that. I wear a hat.
From now on, you're no longer Big Tuna. You are now Big Haircut.
A big haircut.
What's that? I can't hear you, Big Haircut.
Last but not least is that guy,
Uh-oh.
Josh Finney. I'm tired, guys.
You
It's-
do.
Guys, it's been a long, stressful, on just very productive and unproductive weekend at the same time. You know, it's one of those weekends. Anybody have those weekends?
Yeah.
I have had them, but not recently.
That's what it feels like. I meant to move my desk this weekend. That didn't happen. I'm trying to build my personal portfolio site for, job hunting. That is half-assed happened. And planning some switch ups here at Boss Rush. So there's a lot of things happening, and I just there's too many things to do that I try to do a little bit of each one, and none of them got done. So
Yeah, the only thing other than the game that just finished, but I ran into some technical problems yesterday after we recorded Boss Rush. I was supposed to record another show, but it was not working.
yeah,
Like it was all we did was a call, like just a phone call. I said to save bandwidth, let's only do a voice call, no video, since they don't record that way anyways.
yeah.
And still, like they would start talking, then it went robotic, and yeah, it was just constant
Yeah.
constant issues, and we didn't even get to do what we planned. So.
Technical difficulties will get you. They'll get
Yeah.
you. They will get
Yeah.
you every time. But anyways, everybody feeling good besides that? Because I am. I feel great. I keep telling myself that, hoping it happens someday. Guys, as always, we're gonna start the show with a question from our good pal Greg Osterman the third.
Greg
Greg,
brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
That's how I know it's Sunday.
He's there.
Greg's written in.
yeah, he says, "Hey, ex beasts, I just want to say that even though my questions are ridiculous, I really appreciate you guys I think it means taking the time to answer them. This is my favorite podcast period, and I really do look forward to listening to you every week. I love Josh's rants, literally my favorite part of the show. Joe's dad mannerisms, and I feel like I should call Jesse Uncle Jesse because, well, you're really Midwestern in your delivery. I am a lifer for X. Hey, I didn't get. What about me? It's fine.
Watch the hair.
It's fine.
You're the hostess mostess.
Yeah. Well,
Beetlejuice.
it didn't come from Greg, so it doesn't count. Now for the real meat of the question. I wonder if that was a pun. You think that was a pun?
Probably.
Does he ask a food question every week?
Ah!
When you're allowed to go out to eat again, where are you going and what are you ordering? What's the beverage of choice? What's the plan? Really love you guys, Greg. Greg, I just want to say before we answer this question, I really appreciate you. Okay? You are a great constant of this show. You set the tone for this show, and I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all of our other writer ends too, but Greg really sets the tone. Let's be honest.
He knows our strengths.
Yeah. So, all right, Josh, you sounded like you were ready to answer this question.
All right. So for the listeners at home, I'm going to invite you to open up Google Chrome or your internet browser of choice because we have a selection to go on here, and I need you to be able to visualize this with me. Because it's not simply one place we're going. We're going to motherfucking Disney World, okay?
Well,
and I'm not joking. I've already no, Corey, no interrupting. I'm going to Disney World. I've already booked my vacation.
When are you going? So I can make sure to book my vacation 2 weeks after you go.
I'm banking on this thing being over by mid-September because I want to go to the Food and Wine Festival. But I'm landing at Orlando International, getting in the Uber, the first place I'm telling them to drop me at.
Whoa. You're in the airport and you're not getting a Cinnabon for the cab ride?
I'm not getting a Cinnabon for the cab ride because Joe,
look, when you're going to Disney, you do not waste your taste buds on a fucking Cinnabon.
I've taken the trip from the airport to Disney World with the hotel and everything. I can tell you that there's enough time that I will get hungry again.
No. Mm-hmm. See, I know I'm going to be hungry, okay? But see, that's going to fuel me. Okay? Because
that's accurate.
I'm going straight to the motherfucking Earl. I'm going straight to the Earl, boys.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm stopping for my first course. I'm going straight to the Earl sandwich. I'm getting myself the Hawaiian barbecue sandwich, which has ham, some chicken on it, tangy barbecue sauce, sweet barbecue sauce, some chopped up pineapple.
Josh, you're about to give me a third kid.
Lightly toasted on both sides, okay? Now, I'm going to take this. I'm going to get back in the cab. I'm going to eat this on the way, okay? Because next we're going to the Magic Kingdom.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go get me a spicy chicken waffle sandwich from Sleepy Hollows. Now, what is this, you might ask?
Oh, I know what it is. Oh, trust me. I know what it is.
It is if imagine that your plate is like yay big, okay? And the Belgian waffle takes up the plate. Now slap a boneless piece of fried chicken in there that is spicy. It's folded over. It's got a little bit of slaw in it. You take that and you leave. That's course number 2, okay? Last but you got to get the drinks, right? Going to Hollywood Studios. We're going back to Oga's Cantina, and we're getting a fizzy tauntaun. Now, the fizzy tauntaun, peach Ciroc, peach schnapps, and whatever. Orange tangerine juice, all mixed together with some sort of foam on top that I can only describe as Pop Rocks on your lips.
So
okay,
good. It's so
and on the way out, we're getting a Mickey Mouse ice cream bar.
Classic.
Because no trip to Disney is complete without the Mickey Mouse ice cream bar.
Classic.
That is the first meal I am having.
I just want to point out, Laurent in the chat is very 90s Disney, where he's like, "Don't you get churros at Disney World?" You do.
They still have them, but fuck the churros.
You get churros.
There's so many better options there now, Laurent.
Let me tell you though, if you go to downtown Disney, they have an Oreo churro with the Oreo cream in the middle of the churro.
It's good.
It's very good. Now it's like the churro used to be like when I was like 15, right? Like, almost 20 years ago at this point. Jesus Christ. Churros were my number one. Okay. But okay, so Josh, since you've set the bar very high.
I have.
I too am gonna go to Disney World. Okay, Josh.
Corey, I swear to God, if you don't tell me you're going to Chef Mickey's,
Let me hold on. Let me tell you.
we're planning our entire day at this point.
Let me tell you. Okay, we're gonna get on that plane early, right? We're gonna take a nap on the way down, right? We're gonna waltz down to that Magical Express, right? Just the Magical Express. Check in, right? We're gonna drop off our bags at our room. We're gonna go to downtown. We're gonna get Breakfast Earl.
Ooh.
Breakfast Earl. Let me tell you about these Breakfast Earls, okay?
Keep those internet tabs open, boys and girls.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Breakfast Earl, okay? Let me see. There's a plethora of choices from the breakfast menu, okay? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 1 bacon, egg, and cheddar. And we're going to do 1 breakfast BLT, okay? We're going to do one of those. We're going to do that. We're gonna take those to go. You know, maybe eat them on the bus on the way to let me throw a curveball at you here, Josh. We're gonna go to Hollywood Studios. We're gonna get that blue milk and those Ronto wraps for lunch.
Are you getting the spiked blue milk?
Yes.
Because let me tell you something. Getting that with alcohol changed my life.
Yes, let me tell you. I'm gonna
getting a
You're now an alcoholic.
buzz on.
You're not
Getting a
welcome in
morning
many
buzz
circles
on
of
at
your
Disney
friends
World
anymore.
before flying the Millennium Falcon is a highlight of my adult life.
Let me tell you, we're gonna do some Rise of the Resistance. We're gonna do some Millennium Falcon, and then we're gonna come back around to get some Ronto wraps as we walk down to Toy Story Mania. Okay.
Corey's planning out his rides too.
Yeah, and on our way out, okay, we're just gonna take a little bus ride back because park hopping is back. But, Josh, let me tell you what we're doing for dinner. Okay, let me tell you, we're gonna go to Epcot. We're gonna go get some hibachi over at Japan. And then from there, we're gonna, since it's the Food and Wine Festival, right? Because I'm going 2 weeks after you, because that's it's tradition.
As is tradition.
We're gonna get some tasty treats and beverages around the world, and then we're gonna go ride the sad Figment ride because Figment is my favorite Disney character, and I hate that his ride is sad now.
I used to love the Figment ride.
Mm-hmm. The old one with Dreamfinder.
Imagination. Where you'd be like, imagining. Yeah. I love it.
R.I.P. Figment.
Rip Figment. Except I have a ton of Figment back there, so it's all right.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Mm-hmm. So.
I have Figment in my living room.
And then, when we get back to the resort, Josh, you know what's always open at the resort when you get back.
What resort are you staying at, though?
Well, there's a plethora of choices, Josh.
Because this affects the late night dining option.
It does, right? You know, if we're only going for a couple days, we're gonna stay at maybe either Port Orleans.
Okay.
French Quarter. Get some of them beignets. You know what I mean? Get some of those.
Yeah.
Or if we're gonna have a longer trip, we're gonna stay at one of them cheaper hotels. We're gonna stay at the maybe like Pop Century. Okay. We're gonna grab a slice of za and just walk around the resort with the lights on. Maybe it's a little chilly. Maybe we put on a hoodie.
A romantic evening stroll with Mickey. I can deal with it. I can do it.
Yep. And then we're going to get ready for the next morning. Okay, Josh. We're going to head over to the Contemporary Resort.
Oh my God, he's planning his entire vacation's food menu. He's giving a more ridiculous answer than me.
We're going to go.
He's got a map out.
We're going to go to fucking Chef Mickey's. And we're going to
Chef fucking Mickey's.
And we're going to get that breakfast buffet. We're going to take them damn pictures with those characters. Okay? And then we're going to ride the monorail over to the Magic Kingdom. Okay? Ride a few rides. Get pirates
the
in.
The happiest place on earth for all of you listening.
Get in some pirates, right? Get in some pirates. Get in some Space Mountain, and then
baby.
and
One
then
of the airlifts, those new airlifts now that they got.
no. Look, no. We're taking the bus. Okay, I'm fucking John Madden over here. I'm not flying anywhere. We're going to Casey's Corner, ladies and gentlemen.
Corn dog nuggets.
No. I enjoy a good corn dog nugget, Josh. I do, but nothing beats Casey's Corner's chili cheese dog, my
I was
friend.
gonna ask her, have you tried the hot dog with mac and cheese on it yet?
No, I have not.
I don't think my arteries would appreciate me trying it, so I need someone else to live vicariously through.
Speaking of mac and cheese, though, Josh, during the 3:00 parade, we leave the park. Okay, we leave the park, go to downtown, get dinner, Earl. Okay, we're gonna get that
Dinner
new-
Earl, baby.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that roast beef with the mac and cheese on it, and we're gonna get some wedges. We're gonna get some of them wedges.
These are so good. So good.
So there you go. There's my first 2 days.
So I would only change the mac and cheese portion. You can get brisket mac and cheese at Magic Kingdom back in Fantasyland.
That's true. You can also
I like their ribs. Their ribs are amazing.
get pulled pork with mac and cheese over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, the Animal Kingdom. I got the ribs with the mac and cheese.
So good.
All right, so what did the normals have for us?
Yeah, where are you guys going?
Well, now am I pretending like I didn't already go out to eat Friday, or
yeah.
because
Yes.
I've gone out to eat
Yes,
quite a few times already.
We're responsible on this show.
So am I, but we just went to places that do it responsibly. But
What'd you eat in your car? Did you go to
no,
Skyway,
no, it sat in the bar.
Sonic.
Yeah.
No, we sat in the bar, and I had a amazing
You're that guy.
burger
You're that
that
guy.
had this amazing hot sauce on it, and it had jalapenos on it, and it had cheese curds smashed on top of it. Oh, it was so good, and some fries with Parmesan cheese on it and garlic, and this amazing sauce that you could dip them in. Ooh, it was so good.
I don't know how I feel about this, Jesse.
But as far as like the actual like a bigger place that I'd want to go to, I really would like to actually go to like a barbecue place. I think I'd like to go to like a we had a couple of places that have closed, but maybe some not really. Trying to think. Let's see. Oh, we have actually I'd love to go to the. I'm gonna change it up here. We have this amazing breakfast buffet at a place here called the Machine Shed, which it's basically just what the hell are those places called? It's like a barn themed place, and you got like all the stuff you can buy and stuff out and toys and stuff out. We don't have
like
any
a
of
Cracker
them here.
Barrel?
Yeah, like a Cracker Barrel, but only
Gross.
it's like
Why?
but it's 20 times better.
Oh, well,
it's
it's
not a
20
Cracker.
times.
Yeah, it's like a Cracker Barrel, but like their food is seriously the most amazing food that we have around here as far as selection and quality. But they have this amazing breakfast buffet where like you can actually just get like all you can eat omelets. They have like a whole omelet station where you can basically pick what you want in it and they cook it for you. And yeah, I could go for a really good omelet right now. And because breakfast is good for lunch and dinner even.
What about
like,
breakfast?
sometimes I like dinner for breakfast.
Oh,
I
Josh.
do have to circle back around to one more thing.
I know. I was about to say I have one more thing actually.
So we had the great "Are tater tots considered French fries?" debate
Mm-hmm.
last month, and I have to say I will be willingly ordering tater tots because I can't believe I forgot one of my favorite snacks, which is the loaded buffalo chicken tots.
Mm-hmm.
With sour cream.
Also, fuck you. Fuck you.
Josh, you know what I did forget? After I get that Earl, we're gonna swing by the hangar at downtown, grab a beverage because Indiana Jones.
Dude, you got to go to Indy's bar.
Yeah. It's hilarious. The hangar at Disney World, for those who don't know, it's the pilot from Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's all themed around him and his adventures with Indiana Jones. It's amazing.
Jacques?
Yeah.
Jock Lindsay has a bar. Yes.
Yeah. I hate snakes, Jacques. I hate them.
Yeah. Also, I forgot. I'm now on the Disney food blog looking up some stuff now. Josh,
God
thanks.
damn it.
The Polite Pigs Floridian inspired barbecue. Forgot to tell you that.
I haven't had it yet.
Oh, it's very good. It's very good. Anyways, Joe, I realize you've been quiet. I apologize for our exciting Disney World trip planning.
Our vacation food fetish.
So I'm going to tell my normals story, as Josh would call it. But I'm going to tell it just as excited as Josh is about going to Disney World.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can match the intensity, buddy.
Let's see.
Greg does like my rants.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get in our car. It's a 2012 Mini Clubman, British Racing Green. I'm going to turn the heated seats on. No air conditioning. I'm going to do a number 2, make my butt all nice and toasty. I'm going to get on the parkway. I'm going to drive down into the city. There's a little place called the Independent Brewing Company. I don't drink beer, but they have a drink that I like. It's called the Rock and Rye. It's a little citrusy whiskey beverage. I like to have one. We're going to get our seats. The waitress is going to be like, "You ready to order?" I'm going to say, "No, I need a minute." I know what I'm going to have, but I'm going to ask for a minute anyway. And she's like, "Can I get a drink order?" I'm like, "Yes, I'll have a Rock and Rye." This way I get the drink order in early. Don't sound like an alcoholic. Then when she comes back, "Are we ready now?" I'll be like, "You know what? Let's get an appetizer in." My drink's already half done. So I'm going to ask for some Mo fries, which is some seasoned fries with some feta on top. Delicious. And I'm going to ask for some of their Brussels sprouts, which are also fried nice with some mustard seed on top. By that time, she's like, "Do you need a refresh on that drink?" I'm going to say yes. That's going to be drink number 2. Then once we're halfway through, she's like, "You ready to order?" Be like, "You know what? I'm going to need another minute with these apps because they're not done. I like to eat them hot. Don't like them to get cold. And I want to finish them all up." So then I'm going to go back, finish those up. She's going to come back and be like, "You ready to order now?" I'll be like, "Yes, I am." Place our order for my broccoli Rabe Alfredo, which is delicious, by the way. Nice Parmesan on top. Then she's going to be like, "You need another drink?" I'll be like, "Absolutely." My wife's going to give me a dirty look. She's going to be like, "Aren't you driving home?" I'll be like, "I'm already half in the bag. There's no way I can drive home." Now I'm free to have as many drinks as I want, and she's got to watch what she's having. Then we're going to get that broccoli. I'm going to eat half, exactly half, so I have leftovers for tomorrow. Then she's going to be like, "Do you need another drink?" I'll be like, "You know what? One more, but then don't bring me any more." I'm going to down that one real quick. So when she comes back, she's like, "You all done?" I'll be like, "You know what? Let's have one more drink." Then I'm going to stumble out in my wife's arms. She's going to drive home. I won't remember a thing. And then I'll wake up in the morning with a headache. That's what I'm going to do as a normal person.
Joe, I just want to say I aspire to live every single facet of my life as exciting just described one.
Let me tell you that as you were talking, I was frantically taking notes, trying to make sure I got all my words in while saying all the little flotsam and jetsam. It was an exciting 15 minutes there.
Now let me tell you, on my third day,
I am a national treasure. Thank you very much.
on my third day at Walt Disney World.
God damn it, Corey!
I'm just kidding.
All right, that's it for me.
I'm just kidding. This is Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast.
Oh, is it?
Every Sunday night live on twitch.tv/BossRushGamesLive, Live, we discuss the world of Xbox with our friends from around the internet. If you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head on over to youtube.com/BossRushGames and podcast services every Tuesday to check out the show. Leave us a review on iTunes and rate and subscribe to Arsenal X wherever you listen. It really helps us out. You can catch the Boss Rush Games family of shows on bossrushgames.com. Gentlemen, we have a lot of news today, a lot of rumors today. We're going to start with one that happened today that isn't even in the show notes because I would like to talk about it, and this is my fucking show. So, KOTOR. KOTOR, gentlemen. KOTOR.
Corey dropped a big boy word.
I did. Sorry, Mom. I know you listen. I don't care.
She's like in the corner. Oh, Corey,
I know.
why?
Probably.
She's just gonna take her shoe off. She's just gonna start feeding him.
I know.
You are such a good boy.
You upset mother.
Corey's gonna be in the middle of recording this show, and she's gonna show up and wash his mouth with soap.
A Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game is reportedly in development. Here's the catch: without EA and BioWare's involvement.
Probably for the best, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
let me tell you. Video Games Chronicles says the studio might surprise you. Josh and I speculated it would be Obsidian
Bullshit.
a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. Various DM
Couple
chats.
years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
various
I've been
DM
saying this
chats.
for 2.5 years.
That's true. Every year,
Yeah.
you and Ray Apollo, friend of show, predict this for E3 every year. Guess what? Has not happened. Is this the year, Josh? Is this the year we get Knights of the Old Republic announced as an Xbox exclusive from either inXile or Obsidian?
All right. Everybody pull up a chair for a second.
I'm already sitting down, Josh.
Done.
Already sitting
I'm telling our friends at home. Stop what you're doing.
do
Pay
you think
attention
they're
only to
doing?
my voice.
What do you think the people listening?
If you're
at home-
driving, pull over.
Driving?
But they're already sitting.
Exercising?
They're already
What if
Pull
they're
over.
running? What if they're running on the
Pull over,
treadmill
because
on
there's
Tuesday
about to be a
morning?
ice train coming through.
What if they're on the treadmill or the elliptical on Tuesday morning when the show drops?
Put it on low
Pull a
setting.
hammy.
Take 5. Go get an Aquafina or something. You know, maybe get a White Claw. I don't know what you do at the gym. I don't
Aquafina?
know.
What is this, 2007? We need one of them core body hydration waters that are like $5 for
I'm fat, so I
literally-
don't know what that is.
literally a tube of water. It's just like
They're
a
drinking
tube.
they're drinking their Fresca.
It's like
Anyway,
it's basically like a lube
My
tube
water
from.
comes out of a faucet.
Okay, let's go.
anyways. So the whole it's gonna be from a studio that might surprise you thing. Got that kicked up a couple months ago. Got it re-kicked up after the Lucasfilm Games announcements a couple weeks ago, over on Reset Era. And Jason Schreier said that, you know, hey guys, it's in development, like everybody said it has for 2 years, but it's not from who you think it would be. To me, that automatically rules out. As much as I would love Obsidian to work on this, I think that rules them out.
Yeah.
But what I don't think it rules out is what Corey said earlier. inXile. inXile is working on something completely different from Wasteland. They have 2, possibly 3 teams now, I believe, because they have 2 studios. They have one in California and one in New Orleans. We know they are hiring for their next project. It's going to be created using Unreal 5. Obsidian and inXile both fall underneath Microsoft. And the original, one of the founders of Obsidian is still there, Fergus. And he was pretty instrumental in getting KOTOR 2 out the door in 15 months. 15 months is how quickly they made that game, despite scrapping an entire planet from it. If you were to hand it to inXile, I could see a situation like you have with Todd Howard, where he is producing and kind of like helping co-direct, I believe, the Indiana Jones game for Machine Games, since they'll be all underneath the same umbrella. You know, let him just take a quick drive down the road. They're literally like 15 minutes from each other, if that. You pop over to his house for an afternoon cocktail. I don't know. Y'all can just go talk about this.
I didn't know I was invited. Let's go.
Let's go.
You.
Oh,
We all are. We're actually all invited to Todd Howard's house, his mansion, if you will.
I would love to go to Todd Howard's house. He'd
We're
have
all-
his security have to ask me to leave.
Todd.
We're all gonna be scanned as NPCs in Fallout
Now,
5.
let me just say that
No, it's
if
going to be
I
Skyrim
went,
for Xbox Series 2 or something.
if I went to Todd Howard's house, the thing that I would hear most often is, "Please don't touch that."
right?
Don't touch that.
Well, please don't touch me.
Don't touch that. Don't. He's talking about
Yeah.
himself. Don't touch me.
Yeah, he's already told me
Oh.
I'm only allowed as far as the porch, and that's about
Are
it.
you asking me to leave? I've asked you to leave literally hundreds of times. Who
Uh,
are you?
in terms of serious answers, I do think In Exile is if you were to make this an exclusive, if it were to stay exclusive to Xbox, I think In Exile is a pretty likely destination, unless there is a studio. I mean, like Playground's coming out kind of left field doing Fable after only doing racing games. Like, if somebody were to come out of left field and make it, I don't know what that studio, because that literally opens the possibilities up to anybody.
Mhm.
But beyond an Xbox exclusive studio, my three studios, I was thinking, ZeniMax just opened a new studio down in San Diego. We don't quite know what they're working on. I think this one's probably pretty unlikely, considering they're probably doing another online RPG. And if there's anything we've learned, it's that people don't want an online Star Wars RPG. The vast majority of us don't, at least.
Mhm.
I think In Exile and probably Spiders are your two most likely ones. Now, you might be asking yourself, who is Spiders? Spiders is a team that made Greedfall.
Technomancer.
Technomancer, yeah. So we're gonna forget Technomancer for a second because it was bad. We're gonna just kind of skip to Greedfall, which a game that showed a lot of promise, and I think a lot of people really liked it. It's on Game Pass and it's on PS Plus this month. But the one that I really think, I think that would be a pretty out there choice. The one that I really think would make hardcore RPG players and the more casual crowd, like us who don't play like the super in-depth shit, that would really enjoy is Larian. Larian's the team that has done Divinity Original Sin 2, and is currently doing Baldur's Gate 3. Both BioWare and Obsidian were both birthed out of making the Baldur's Gate games, like Dark Alliance and all that stuff. You want to keep with the tradition, you hand it to a studio that has recently come to fame, you give them KOTOR. If it goes to any studio that is not owned by Microsoft, this sucker is multi-plat. I think this is the only Star Wars property that makes sense to be exclusive because it was an OG Xbox game. Both games were. It was Xbox, PC. I mean, it's worth noting, like, years and years later, we haven't even gotten a port to other systems. You've gotten it for Android and iPhone, but that's it. What I speculated about with Corey on our special episode was that I think they will come out and announce sometime in the next year a remaster or I don't know, like a gigantic facelift, like a complete remake of KOTOR, because let's be honest, the fighting system in KOTOR has not aged well at all. It is really bad. The combat is awful. It's bad. If you're going to do that, you need to do it like Resident Evil 2 style remake, and then you announce, hey, we've got this in development, but also we're going to finish out the trilogy. We're going to show you what finally happened to Revan, where he went. I know the Old Republic technically answers that, but we're going to give you a canonical answer that doesn't suck.
What did the Old Republic say happened? I haven't been keeping up with that game.
It's very complicated. It also happened a long time ago, so I don't really remember because I haven't played the Old Republic, but I remember like reading the storyline and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty bad.
Guess I'll look it up.
Yeah, you should look it up. Go to good old Wikipedia at some point. But yeah, those are my most likely destinations. I think if they give it to someone, it's going to be somebody with a reputation for making a good RPG. I don't think they're going to give it to a studio and be like, "Oh, well, we're going to Horizon Zero Dawn it. You're a studio known for shooters, so we're going to give you one of the most beloved cult classic RPGs ever made, and what's pretty universally considered the greatest Star Wars game ever made." We're just going to task somebody who's not proven with it. No, they're going to give it to a seasoned RPG developer. For me, if you're going to do it exclusive, I mean, Obsidian does make sense. I think everybody is expecting that at this point. I don't think anybody in their right minds assumed, even when this started getting floated like 2-3 years ago, that BioWare was ever going to touch it. If I'm Phil Spencer, I'm on the phone with them the second that I'm making the Bethesda deal and they have to legally reveal to me they're making an Indiana Jones game. And I'm using that as leverage with Lucasfilm Games and saying, hey, They have this game they're developing, and they haven't announced what platforms it's coming to, but they're early in production on, Xbox, PC, and PS5. We're going to let it go to PS5 because they've already got the dev kits. But in exchange for this not being a messy affair behind the scenes or publicly after we acquire them, we have a team at Obsidian that's been wanting to make KOTOR 3 for a long time. They have publicly come forward for years and have said, we asked for a solid decade if we could make a third one. And we kept getting told no because of the rewriting of the EU, the rewriting of canon. Like, our games technically don't exist anymore. It is very easy with how far back those games are and with them introducing little hints that they might be canon in things like Rebels and Clone Wars to just say, here you go, congratulations. These games now exist 4,000 years before the movies. They're not related to the Skywalkers at all, thank God. Go crazy. Do whatever you want to do because it doesn't have any consequence on us. If we want to pull those events in later on, we can. The only thing that makes me think that KOTOR and like this may not be real is they just started the High Republic era, and I think that's going to confuse people. Like, because that's set much, much closer in proximity to the Skywalker saga, and if I'm LucasArts wanting to make a game, I'm going, you guys can remaster those with the intent of letting everybody know those are off limits. Like, those happen, those are no longer canon. You can make a brand new game set in High Republic, though, because that's our newest multimedia thing for the next 4 or 5 years. We're doing a TV series and everything there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this is why I love having Josh on this show.
I'm done. I kicked the soapbox away.
What's funny though is, like, Josh, I should say before I say this that I love you. I think you do a great job. But you do such a good job that you make it impossible to have an opinion after you talk. No,
Yeah,
your
exactly.
answer is way better than any answer I could have given. My answer would have been something like this. Yeah, it makes sense. I think Xbox is probably going to do an exclusive. Like, Phil definitely knows that everybody wants KOTOR to be a game. It's like a heavy Xbox game. It would make perfect. It would be such a fandom of reliving like the original Xbox era of like everything that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And that would just be like a nice little cherry on top. But that's about as far as I can go. You've had like
For all the
research
talk of pushing,
engines.
for all the talk of pushing like generations and like, oh, we want everything, like we want to show the history of Xbox in this box. I feel like that is the one franchise that is missing right now is Knights of the Old Republic. That was like integral to the original Xbox. Like when we talk about Western RPGs being the foundation of that box, you think KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, Jade Empire.
Ooh, Jade
Fable.
Empire. Deep pull.
You think games like that. Like, God, speaking of games I really want another Jade Empire.
It is really insane that there has not been another Knights of the Old Republic since the second one, like a real one.
So, I mean, LucasArts basically started collapsing in on itself shortly after KOTOR 2 came out. Like, Force Unleashed is where they put their efforts because people back then went, that's cool, we got 2 RPGs. Where's our, like, I'm a Jedi with God powers game? And that's why you got KOTOR, or not KOTOR, Force Unleashed 1 and 2. And then after that, Star Wars games basically died. Until the canon reboot and the horrible EA deal. So, I mean, for like 15 years, they haven't really been able to make it. But I think a lot of us got the hope a couple weeks ago, right? With the announcement of, Lucasfilm Games is basically LucasArts 2.0, just without the giant golden man with the sun above his head. And
I missed that dancing man in front of like a Rogue Squadron where he's like dancing with the stormtroopers and stuff.
Oh, dude, he's dancing to the Cantina music. It's fantastic. But yeah, I definitely agree with Joe. Like, this is a no-brainer to me. Like, if you're Phil Spencer and you weren't at least making the call to inquire, what kind of executive are you?
Yeah.
And before anybody gets upset, yes, I think this needs to be an Xbox exclusive. Like, this is an Xbox game. This is
I
the
agree.
one third-party game that could compete with the popularity of Insomniac's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It won't do that bonkers of sales, but this will move your subscription numbers and your install base for your consoles. This will 100% do that for you. If they see you have this and Indiana Jones coming day one, hell yeah.
Especially since a lot of those people who had the remember playing it on the original Xbox are probably, have PlayStations right now. So, I mean, like that, there is a bunch of people over there that that still are on the fence about whether they want to buy an Xbox or not. And you throw something like that at them, and it's almost guaranteed that it will be enough to tip it.
Right. It's not even that. Like, they literally have the allure of, hey, you pay us $15 for 1 month, if that. Like, $10 even if you happen to have a Series X, or 15 if you just have like a TV or a PC or something. Be like, hey, come play this game. You can play this game, and we'll let you cancel after that. No strings attached. How awesome is that? Like, oh, I don't have to drop like $70 on this game. I can pay 15 or 20, if the price has gone up or whatever by then. I can pay that, and then I can dip and not feel like, ugh, I betrayed my allegiance. Like, no, you can come check out a really bitchin' RPG and then go back to what you were doing.
Nothing.
How I am with my Switch.
Yeah, I do play the Switch gets played like very intensely and then like abandoned.
Yeah, I know.
It's like it's my bedroom gaming console essentially. Like, we watch a lot of Hulu off of it, in all frankness. But if I'm gonna play it, it's while we're watching TV before we go to bed, or like when Chelsea's at work or something. Like, I'll play then. But other than that, I'm not playing it. Like, I'm streaming on my Xbox, or I'm playing Hitman, I'm playing Elder Scrolls, something like that. Like, something I can't get there. Well, okay, those are really bad examples because you could get both of those, but y'all know what I mean.
I don't even think I'd touch my Switch like longer than like probably like 15 or 20 hours last year total.
After Animal Crossing, my time went down to zilch.
Yeah, mine has gone away, but that's mostly because like for me, it's honestly just like when our friends we get together, like more party game type stuff. Like, if I'm not playing board games or something with the kids or whatever, then we'll do stuff on that. Like, that's mostly what that's for. Because especially with xCloud and stuff, last time I didn't have anything to do and was sitting around, I just played Gears Tactics on xCloud on my phone. So
yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna move away from a rumor and head into some real news here. Do we want the good, the bad, or the ugly?
Why don't we
start
take the ugly?
With this one? Start with the ugly, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
The Xbox Live price increase and reversal?
Yep.
Yeah. So they tried to boost the price from, $60 a year to $60 for 6 months, probably in an effort to push people towards Game Pass Ultimate.
Oh, 100%.
Ooh.
Talk about a swing and a miss.
I know.
Yeah.
That's like a bunt and a miss, I feel, though. That's not even a swing.
No, it's like you swung and then you hit the back of your head with the bat.
Or
you hit the guy in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
When I heard about it, I honestly thought, with how quickly everything transpired and what I read into it, I thought it was like a leak, and then Xbox publicly came out and was like, no, that's not true. And then after I read it, I'm like, oh, they just like fucked themselves and then like tried to unfuck themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
It was a very chaotic, like, 15 hours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is very intense, and then not.
My friends who are writers were cursing Microsoft for releasing this news at like midnight Eastern.
Yeah. Xbox forgot to pull out, guys, and was hoping that the period would start the next. You know what I mean?
Dude, it was so bad though. Like I heard this was gonna happen the day before. Like, I saw one of the leaked $60 subscription cards, and I was like, okay, they probably just misprinted this or something. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And like that was the general consensus, was like, there's no way that this is real. Like, they wouldn't be that dumb. And lo and behold, they thought we were that dumb.
Yeah.
Even though there was no
Uh-huh.
increase to current subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
that's still like you're always trying to get new people in. It's like little Timmy is going to get an Xbox for his birthday and be like, Mom, all my friends are playing Grand Theft Auto and I can't play without an Xbox Live subscription. And his mom's going to go, it's $120 a year. Why on earth am I going to get that for you?
Right.
So let me ask. So I think that the community, when I say the community, I mean communities have a problem, but the Xbox One in particular, where they jump the gun on a lot of stuff because they hear something and feel like it's a bad idea. Do you remember when the original Xbox One was announced and it was supposed to be like, you buy the game, even if you buy a disc, you're going to be able to download the digital version. You'll just need to like re-upload, but you won't actually run it off the disc, and you can share the disc and then both can play. Like, a great idea, but like the internet connection ping thing like had everyone up in arms, and they went back on it, right?
Mandatory Connect.
Yeah.
Remembers that one?
But like in general, I would say that original idea is a good idea. And like we're living more in that world now than what we are, so I think it was just like ahead of its time and not
Yeah.
executed well or explained.
It was
also wasn't-
presented very poor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
it wasn't delivered well, that message.
So, do you think, because in reality, the Xbox price hike thing, right? Who does that negatively affect, other than people that are now getting consoles that don't have Xbox Live, that are just now trying to get Xbox Live, right? Like basically everybody that already has Game Pass is fine, and everybody that already has Xbox Live is fine, right? It just kind of forces two things: you to keep that decision of having Xbox Live Gold,
Mhm.
or like you said, Josh, was like little Timmy whose mom is getting it. But
Timmy,
do
you
you
want
think
that
it would be
Xbox?
better if they would have just been like, hey, we're getting rid of Xbox Live Gold, not going to be a thing anymore, anybody that has it will be grandfathered in, you can have it as long as your subscription doesn't lapse, but you will no longer be able to get Xbox Live Gold on this date?
The fact that that hasn't happened yet, I will tell you right now, is shocking to me.
Yeah.
I maintain that originally they were planning to do that if Halo Infinite had made the launch date of Series X, because we know Halo is free to play. The
Mhm.
next one will be, you can play it free. And that was the other thing, was until the reversal of this announcement, free to play still was behind the gold paywall. It is the only console where you have to pay for online to play Fortnite, to play Warzone, Apex, all that good stuff. You have to pay to play on Xbox. You don't have to do that on PlayStation or on the Switch or on PC. And I don't know who it negatively affects, like you said, Joe. I think for me, it's more of the principle of this is such a bogus bullshit attempt to force us towards Game Pass. Like, not everyone I know wants Game Pass. Like, they are on Xbox because they play Call of Duty, because they play Destiny. Like, they play a handful of online games, but they don't live and breathe on their Xbox. They play a lot on PlayStation too. Like,
Yeah,
and
my friend Mitch only plays Destiny, The Division, and Call of Duty. Those are like the 3 games that he plays, and he's like, I don't need Game Pass because I'm not gonna play any of these games.
Right. And I do think eventually, like, if gold is not gone in the next 18 months, like, I even think that's a little bit too generous, I'll be shocked. I expect not only just this reversal, but them to phase it out, because the free-to-play barrier coming down was in the works before this. They
Mhm.
just bumped that announcement up big time to get some goodwill, and it worked, because people were like, oh my god, look at what they're doing. Like, they were immediately back in the conversation. It's consumer friendly. And it's like, this comes back to the thing we keep saying: corporations are not your friends.
Mhm.
They are in this for the bottom line and nothing else. As hardcore Xbox guys, we see the value in Game Pass. We're like, hell yeah, that's a no-brainer for us to have that. Like, why on earth wouldn't I? And initially looking at those prices, I'm like, well, clearly, bumping up the 1 month to $11 and 1 month of Game Pass is $14.99. It's a no-brainer. I'd rather pay that extra $3. And they're clearly wanting to shift those numbers over. This was a really bad way to do that, though. A very bad way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any other way to. There is no other way to say. Like, this was a thinly veiled attempt to get more money from people, whether to either get existing gold subscribers to switch over, And if there wasn't a clear indication before, it's this. Like, all right, let's get one last price hike out of the way before we kill this thing off for good.
Yeah.
Because it's really, for me, it's a huge dose of hypocrisy to come from the company that has preached about crossplay, has gotten on, like, well, Sony doesn't want to play ball, or like these companies don't want to play ball, and we want everybody to play together regardless of where you are, to then lock their own games that play with PC behind a paywall. I can't boot up Sea of Thieves and play with a friend on a PC without having an active gold subscription, which, I mean, I have Game Pass, but take for example, my girlfriend. We only have gold on hers so she can play Sea of Thieves. And if that sub ever lapsed, we were going to be stuck with $120 a year then to play one game. That's some bullshit when you can play the same game on PC for free.
Mhm.
I think that's more of the discussion you're going to start seeing in the coming months, not just as a result of this, but in general. Like, that is some sentiment that's been growing in, and not just sentiment, resentment that's been growing in the console communities for a while now.
Yeah,
Why
I
do
thought
we have to pay for this, but other people don't?
I thought gold was going to be gone by now.
Yeah.
I really did. I really thought when PlayStation 5 said that they were still going to charge money for online, I thought that was going to be the move where Microsoft was like, hey, you can come play for free here,
I really think they were wanting Halo to come out and then announce it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like in the lead up to launch, be like, hey, not only is Halo going to be free to play, we're making every game online free for you to play now on console. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, not free to play, free to play, but
no, like you don't have to pay
we're
for
dropping
gold.
the paywall.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for gold.
Yeah.
So,
But Game Pass is still going to be $15 a month because that's still, even if you drop gold out of that, that's still an insane deal.
yeah. All right, we're gonna move on here. Vicarious Visions, the team behind Tony Hawk and Crash Bandicoot, being absorbed into what?
They also did a lot of Destiny content over the last couple of years too.
That they did.
When they were still with Activision.
That they did. And guess what? They're being absorbed into Blizzard now. So the rumor is that Diablo 2 is being developed by them, the remaster of Diablo 2. I don't really know how much that rumor has hold on anything, but that's sad, man, because like Tony Hawk and Crash and the Destiny stuff was very good. It was very, very good. Especially because, I mean, like Destiny on PC, right? That was them, right? The PC version of Destiny. Josh?
Yeah, I think so.
Victorious Visions did Warmind. They developed everything for Season of Opulence, I believe. And I think they worked pretty extensively on Rise of Iron for Destiny.
Yeah.
But it's really sad to see a studio that made arguably one of the best games of 2020 with Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake be reduced to essentially making Overwatch maps.
Yeah, it makes me feel like when Raven made that really, really, really awesome Wolverine game, and then they got absorbed to making Call of Duty maps, or High Moon doing those two awesome Transformers games, and they got sucked into doing Call of Duty maps. That's what this reminds me of.
It's real bad. This isn't good. I will say though, if I get a Diablo 2 remake out of this, I'll probably temporarily forget about this because I really like Diablo 2 a lot.
Never played a Diablo game.
Really?
I've also never really put a lot of time into any Diablo game.
They're a special kind of game. So I only had 2 PC games growing up because they could run on literally anything, and that was StarCraft and Diablo. Also, Warcraft 3. I had Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos also. Any of those games, if you want to remaster them at any time, just go for it because they'll still sell like hotcakes on Steam. Probably on consoles too at this point. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's really frustrating. Like we said, with High Moon and Raven, 2 smaller teams, like it's frustrating. It's especially frustrating when it's a team like Victorious Visions that's been around like for decades now, just being absorbed to make fucking Overwatch 2. Like, don't get me wrong, like Overwatch is a cool game, but I don't know. I make a new team for that. Hire some more people. Come on.
Yeah.
Like We all wanted Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remastered too.
Yeah, I
and you're
thought
not going to give it to us.
I
now.
really thought that was going to come as like DLC or something, or like I
too.
guess a second game. But more, I think that since they put all that into the first 2 remakes, it was just going to be DLC. Where is it?
That would've been okay.
Who's doing it now? Toys for a Bob? No, go make Spyro. I don't care.
Toys for Bob.
I would play another Spyro game, a new one.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
success of Crash 4, whatever it was that just came out, like I don't know how you don't think about doing a non-Skylander Spyro at this point.
Have you played the new Crash?
I've not. Probably going to pick it up sometime this spring since it's so like dead for games.
Yeah, I'll do it
It-
when it's on sale.
It was on sale over like it was like right around Christmas time or something like that. I don't. It wasn't much,
Yeah.
but
It was like 25
they-
bucks off. I remember seeing it because it was on sale in stores too.
Yeah, because I think they had a that and the Crash Nitro Racing like bundle
Yeah.
thing
They
for
were all on
too.
sale together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked it up, and let me tell you that this is a little tangent, but there is a group of people that fundamentally understand how to do like a sequel to an old game or remake an old game in a way that perfectly captures how you remember playing it with at the same time being nothing like actually how you played it when you were like younger. That game reminds me so much of the original Crash game. It's crazy, but I can
Yeah.
tell that also like that's absolutely. If I were to play the original Crash game, I would probably rip the PlayStation out of the wall and throw it out the window
Yeah.
because it's not going to play how I think it should.
I damn near threw my
Yeah.
Switch when I tried playing the Crash games.
It's
I grew
it's-
up on those, so
It's good. I would recommend it if anybody, but like you almost have to be a Crash fan or
Yeah.
like one of those platformer fans to enjoy it. But it is, I would say, like excellent for that. It's just a
Yeah.
limited audience.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Like you
I-
have to think about the return on investment. I think like something like Crash, it does still make a lot of sense to make games like that. I think that's where Victorious Visions like could have been helpful too. Like I know they hadn't made one in a while, but I believe they made Wrath of Cortex for PS2. Back when they first acquired, when Vendy first acquired the license before the
Yeah, I
Activision
know.
buyout.
I know they've made they've literally been part of like I think it was like 150 games or something insane like that.
Yeah, I mean they've worked on Guitar Hero. They've worked on a lot of things over the years. It's just, I'm just gonna keep saying it. Like I'm gonna talk in a circle because it's frustrating, and I hate when you do this to talented teams. Like why can't
Yeah.
you take High Moon off of fucking Call of Duty and put them over there? Like you know they love making multiplayer maps. Let them keep making them. Like let Victorious Visions keep doing like your catch-all studio. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
But
at the same
Diablo
time,
2, I mean, at least that's something.
yeah, but at the same time though too, like, you know, depending on the company you're working for, you also have the issues like we're having with the the people that made Mass Effect and stuff, where like they can be put on a different like a different thing that they're gonna make, but then do they get pushed and get expected to get something out quickly, and then it fails, and now you've got a team that was well loved and stuff like that getting like basically ring through the runger, and it's just a bummer in general when these people like that are kind of like do a little bit of everything get acquired, and sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen, and it's a bummer. Like,
Yeah, this is Activision's MO though. Like you get these kind of smaller teams that aren't making Call of Duty doing great stuff, and then then they just get folded into the popular stuff to make maps and stuff, and so I don't know.
And then if you don't do what they want you to, and then like next thing you're basically shunned. It's not like like we've joked about it a little bit, but like there's those acquisitions by Microsoft, we were like, this is a good thing because that means someone like EA or whatever or Activision doesn't get them because, like at least Microsoft's going to let them just kind of do what they want to do. And unfortunately, some of these places like Activision and EA don't quite give people the freedom that they should have sometimes,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. But speaking of good, we're going to move on to the Resident Evil showcase. Resident Evil Village was announced for May release. I feel like that was probably a game that was probably supposed to come out around, February, beginning of February. Probably got pushed because of COVID. I'm assuming. Everyone's horny for the tall vampire lady.
Yeah.
It's all about the short gothic one now.
Yeah, I saw that. I see memes on there and it's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared or horny. So it's
we need to call the warden of the horny jail, Ray Apollo, and find out.
Dear Ray, are you scared or horny? Signed.
Spoiler alert, horny.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of figured.
Or maybe scared about how.
All you gotta do is just dip in that Discord and see what's been going on.
So that's cool, I guess. There's a $200 and something collector's edition that comes with Chris Thickfield statue.
A six
I think
doll.
our friend Nelly over on Crossroads is wanting that collector's edition.
Yeah.
Wanting is right. Am I right? Yeah.
I don't know what just happened there.
I don't either.
I don't need
Something.
So I just laugh and I shake my head.
Yeah. Look, I'm very bad at jokes this weekend. Okay, let's just go with it.
It's another thing you didn't finish this weekend.
Yeah.
All the jokes you're supposed to make.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Corey has problems finishing. Write it down.
I finished at least twice, Josh.
God damn it.
That's all that matters.
God damn it.
Yep.
Where do we even go from there?
I don't know. Are you guys excited for Resident Evil Village? We're gonna get
Sure.
here. We are. The track's over here. We're gonna go back on
So
track.
the thing that I'm excited. So I have to first say that Resident Evil 4 is my Resident Evil. That's the one
Yep.
that I played the
Yep.
most of. I've played the HD remaster on both Xbox and PlayStation when they came out. I don't know why. It just happened.
You know why?
Sounds like I'm explaining an affair. I don't know. It just happened. Okay. It was just we were caught up in the moment. I saw it was there, and we finished it. So
it's me buying another round of corn dog nuggets at the Magic Kingdom.
Jesus, back to the fucking food, Josh. God.
I'm fat and I'm hungry. Okay.
Look, you know what I really want actually from there.
God damn it, Corey.
Continue. I want a Cheshire cat tail is what I really want.
I don't know what any of this shit is.
Josh, do you not know about the Cheshire cat tail?
I don't want to.
Look it up. It's a
This is gonna get me put on a watch list. I'm sure.
it's like
churro with cotton candy on it.
no, it's like a croissant, but like
I'm going into incognito mode for this.
It's a straight.
Edible
Yeah.
Cheshire cat tail.
Just look it up. Just Disney Cheshire cat tail. It's served at the little pavilion outside of the teacup ride.
Okay, continue with what you were saying about your love for Resident Evil, Joe, while I look up this disturbing dessert.
The thing that really gets me excited about this is it seems the most like Resident Evil 4 than I've seen recently in the series. I saw a picture of the briefcase item management, which I like. Just the general art style feels like very dark and gothic and like I don't know. I mean, clearly there's not a whole lot to go into over it, but it feels like it's going to scratch that Resident Evil 4 itch for me, which I'm excited for.
Yeah. And for me, it's going to give me like something related to Resident Evil 4 that I could truly enjoy.
I'm all for this. I really liked 7, despite what a lot of people didn't like about it. I really
7's what brought me back into the franchise, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, 5 wasn't.
I don't know, guys. 6 was pretty
bad,
good.
It wasn't great. 6, oh god, dude, 6 is an abomination.
Yeah.
Abomination of fun.
I was very pleasantly surprised that they pretty much kept it all on Resident Evil 8, though. We didn't get RE4 Remake announced, which we found out a couple days later got punted to 2023, so that's why we didn't hear about it. And they're rebooting it with the Devil May Cry 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Which makes me, they brought it. Capcom took it away from the studio that was making it, which was responsible for Resident Evil 3 remake, and handed it to Studio One, which is Devil May Cry and the core Resident Evil team. So the Resident Evil 8 team and the Devil May Cry guys will move on to that, presumably as 8 wraps up production here.
They probably already have a small team on pre-production, right? I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's already in production. I mean, they're going to reuse the existing assets, and like that studio that was working on it's still going to help. They're just not going to be the point people anymore. They're going to bring it more in-house because they didn't like how it was shaping up. I expect Revelations 3 at some point this year to get announced. That was also like another thing I thought was a no-brainer that didn't get announced at this. And they announced this bizarre multiplayer experience.
Yeah, which I'm pissed off about because honestly, I would rather someone had brought the what is it, the whatever files back there, the old multiplayer game that they had for PS2. I'm blanking on what it was called. The
Operation Raccoon City stuff.
Whatever files it was called. Yeah, it was where all it was you could basically play the Resident Evil games like you would when you're playing solo, but you play as a I think it was 4-person team up to, and you just basically went through like little storylines as a multiplayer group. And you actually had to go through and do just like you would in the regular campaign modes. But it basically was just co-op Resident Evil, where instead of you having to play one character at one time and another character at another time, or switch off, while you're playing the game, you just would have the ability to have someone controlling all the characters at once and complete the storyline together. Like I loved it, but it was so ahead of its time, and like ultimately like the multiplayer stuff and co-op stuff was a very, very new thing, on console at that time. So it completely bombed, but I loved those games. And honestly, I would rather have like more of something like that versus the stupid, versing one another's crap.
Did you
or
see
like the horde mode type stuff? I'd rather just like actually have a storyline that you can do, or just play these games co-op together. Like in my opinion,
Resident Evil 5, baby.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but like actually an actual good game. Like
Did you see what they actually did though to make like, instead of making it feel like tight and cramped, they actually made the character models smaller to make it work for multiplayer stuff.
It was weird looking. I did not like anything I was seeing.
There's also a rumor going around that Resident Evil 7 is going to get a smart delivery patch for Xbox. It's just a rumor right now, but it does seem to be leaning that way. So,
I'm still not holding out hope for eventually Xbox getting VR support, and I could see like that eventually getting the VR version coming over to Xbox.
We'll see. Probably, I don't know. VR seems like it's becoming more of a niche thing. So, we have one question to answer, fellas, before we get out of here. Very, very, very big question. Who's ready? Who's ready for this question?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Justin Onilane? You know what?
We're sorry for butchering your name. Mainly Corey's sorry, but we're all sorry.
Justin
sorry.
writes in. He says, "Hello guys, I have a question for you that I've really thought a lot about. What franchises do you think would benefit from a genre change or change of perspective? AKA God of War, Gears Tactics come to mind. Thank you guys for making my favorite Xbox podcast on the internet."
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for listening.
That's this podcast, guys. His favorite.
I think he wrote into the wrong one. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Xbox podcast.
Okay.
It's the best Xbox podcast on the Boss Rush Network. That is a true statement.
Flight Simulator Battle Royale.
Oh God.
Whoa.
How do you
dog fighting?
how do you do that?
It's called Crimson Skies 2, baby.
Jesus.
Panzer Dragoon style.
I mean, Josh, we kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago, but I would really like to see a Halo game in the vein of Gears, like a squad-based Halo game.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 14 years since we got 14 years since we got ODST.
Yeah.
That was really like the last, because get out of here with Halo 5 and like Reach, those don't count.
And having the Reach
ODST is
characters,
the closest we've ever gotten.
having the Reach characters in Gears 5 like really made me want that when that game came out. When Gears 5 came out, it was
Yeah.
man, that was cool.
Heck, actually, the closest we got was Disintegration.
This is a tricky question to answer, right? I would love a like single player like horror Gears game where you have to be like you have very limited ammo and you have to like stealth kill just about everything in your path. I think that would be really cool, like something that takes place in like the early years of the Locust Cog War. That could be really cool. I mean, Halo in the same vein, right? Man, this is hard. This is really hard.
I will say that it's tough for me because I specifically love first-person shooters, and like I play a lot of those, and it's
Really?
really
Don't
hard
say.
to. Yeah, imagine that. I don't know if you guys ever knew this about me, but I like
What?
first-person shooters. And it's hard for me to get out of that element to a certain degree. But what I will say is that if you were to imagine a Destiny game in third person, it could be pretty cool. Like a God of War style ish, like that, like a narrative arc.
Yeah.
In the Destiny universe that's set third person, I think would be really cool. I think it would really mix it up, but I also don't think Bungie should do it.
I want
Zavala's Campfire Tales.
I mean, think of you could have it set in any era.
Legends from the Iron Lords, Lord Saladin sitting around his bonfire, and you get to. It's like an ODST style adventure where you go on an adventure with each of the Iron Lords. Huh?
Do it.
Yeah.
I would play it. I don't know if it's good, but I would play it.
Well, I could see it being like almost something even along the lines of like a Bayonetta or something. With the Destiny characters, but like Bayonetta style, where you can, you still do the shooting and stuff like that, but you have your powers and abilities as well that you could use for like,
I would love a Star Wars game in the vein of Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would
Just make it the most like fucking ridiculous thing. Set it set it back in like the old Republic or like when the Jedi were first like roaming around, so that way there's no way like you can explain like, oh, like their connection to the Force got deeper and they learned how to harness it. That's why they're not as hyper violent anymore. Because if you set that like anytime near the movies, people are gonna be like, oh god, it's Force Unleashed all over again. We can't do this. We can't do another one of these and destroy the canon. That would be really fun, I think. Like similar to how Republic Commando is to date the only FPS we've gotten in that world. I would love something along those lines.
What about Mario 64 style Ori and the Blind Forest?
I mean, if
like
you want,
like
if you want to
3D
give me
open world.
if you want to give me a fully 3D open world of Ori, I'll bankroll the project if I have to. I'll give you money. God,
Well,
set up a GoFundMe. I'll start sending the money to you right here, right now. Similarly, give me a 2D side-scrolling Sunset Overdrive.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You
or
know
it
that
could be
game-
a
you know that game would be
side-scrolling
on
beat 'em
mobile.
up. A side-scrolling beat 'em up would be awesome because there's so many cool characters and just cool art styles in that game that you definitely could make just a really cool 3D background on a 2D side-scrolling game and just have like definitely a beat 'em up and the fact that you create your own character, they could still incorporate that, and then you can play 4-player co-op beat 'em up, but you can actually create your own character, which I think would be really cool. Because have we even gotten a create your own character in a side-scrolling beat 'em up yet ever?
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's
think we
been. I'm
ever
sure there's
have.
been one, but it's been two.
Rare.
Yeah. Man.
An open. Oh, here's my last one. An open world, like not open world, but a more like a Dark Souls style Castlevania game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, so Bloodborne.
Yeah, make it Castlevania. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but Bloodborne. Yeah, let's do it.
Man. All right, guys, that's it. That's all the questions we got. Remember, you can email us at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com, just like our friends did here, or tweet at us at arsenalxpodcast, or join our Discord. Find the Arsenal X channel there. I think that's it, gentlemen. Is there anything else anybody wants to hit on before we get on out of here? It's early.
It is
No,
early.
I don't think so.
It is early. I don't like that.
I do.
I kind of do, but like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just
A
work
solid
on-
half hour of that was Corey and I's Disney World.
Disney
plan.
World.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
The
And then
listeners
we
can
didn't.
now go to Disney World, know exactly what to eat, where to go. They've taken a tour.
Well, and like half the time, most of the stuff was answered like perfectly from Josh's. Like I'd just sound stupid to say anything more.
It's fair. This is now the Arsenal Finn cast.
Yeah, the Fincast.
Yeah.
It's the Josh Finn Power Hour.
You've been finned.
Oh, God.
Ooh, no.
On that
No.
note, I want to thank
That note, let's get out of here.
everybody. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you consume any of our shows. Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me almost everywhere as Phantom NXX.
Joe?
I'm going to surprise Josh. I have something to say where you can find me. It's a new little project I started. It's on Facebook called Angry Dad Streaming, ADS. If you go to facebook.com/Angry Dad Screaming, you can check us out. We just started last week. So it's all work in progress, but pretty exciting stuff. We got some videos up there. Check me out. That's where I will be moving forward, I think.
Nice.
Nice.
I think we all have new projects in the works.
Yeah, I didn't really talk about mine, but I'm actually in the process of talking with one of my best friends from basically from high school. I met him through the place I worked, and we were like right off the bat, we were just like had so much in common, and like basically did a lot of fun stuff together throughout those years. And we were talking about just doing a show, just me and him, and just kind of reminiscing back in the days, telling some of the stories that we have, and to talk about our rap group that we made back in the day, Infamous Posse, and we recorded a couple of songs together and stuff. And that's kind of where my music stuff actually started. Is I used to just make beats for the fun of it, and to do stuff on. I've got an awful CD of songs somewhere that will never see the light of day. But there is one song that I have of me and him that we did but that wasn't like completely my stuff. I used a 3-6 Mafia beat, instrumental or whatever for that. But yeah, so we're talking about possibly just doing a show, the two of us, and it'll be kind of nice having a show where I can actually sit in person eventually with someone and do it and not be on a delay and all those kinds of fun things. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna host it because I feel like that's something. It's gonna just be fun. It's just gonna be me and him just shooting the shit and having a fun time like we always do when cameras or microphones are not in front of us. So, but I just wanted to do something with him. It's an easy way because we're both parents who he's got 3 kids though. I've only got 2, but so it's hard sometimes to actually get together and do stuff when you got a whole bunch of kids to worry about. So it'd just be an easy thing that we could do and still give us a chance to talk and stuff like that and hang out a bit. But,
Nice.
have fun with it. So,
Josh.
As always, Twitter, Twitch, @Josh_Finn with 2 N's. We've been playing a lot of Hitman, World's Worst Assassin. We finished Donut County last night.
Yeah.
oh,
And yeah, it's like a quick maybe 80-minute game.
Mhm.
It was not the kind of game I was expecting, which was really nice. But it makes a lot of sense why this was originally a mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great game. It's on Game Pass. And then I think we're going to finish Control this week before we dive into the Medium on Friday.
Ooh.
yeah, I cannot wait for the Medium.
Very excited.
I know. Me too.
You can find me at I am Corey HG on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch again at Corey HD. Played some Destiny last night. Gonna start my trek through Final Fantasy VII OG this week. Because you assholes voted for that game. So, we're gonna start that on Tuesday, I think. So I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening.
Yeah.
And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.